Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe, and in today's video we're taking a quick look at something very special. What we have here is the brand new custom Snake Eyes kit from the 112 shop. And this particular Snake Eyes kit comes from the 112 shop's recently released January mystery box. And what they have going on basically is like a loot crate style mystery box. You can buy it based on like the concept they kind of present, and it's a complete surprise what you get inside of the box. And it's really cool because the 112 shop got a bunch of really talented people to contribute to this, and let's go ahead and talk about that real quick. So Beastly Studio did the soft goods on the figure, Toy Box Customs did the head sculpt, Resin Armory did the sword, Can of Beams provided some blood effects, Harker Customs, my boy, provided the shamag, I think that's how you pronounce it. Crashbox Customs made a diorama that you could potentially win if you bought one of these boxes, and then the 112 shop did all the accessories, the weapons, and then painted the head sculpt. So there's a lot of talented people, and I just think this is such an awesome idea to get everybody together and do a box like this for people that are fans of the 112 scale stuff. So huge shout out to everybody involved in this. You guys all did amazing work. I just can't believe how good this thing came out. But let's take a quick look. So if you buy one of these boxes, it doesn't come with the figure. You are going to need a Mezco 112 Collective blade in order to make this Snake Eyes exactly as it appears right here. Basically, the box just comes with the soft goods that you see here, and it comes with all the straps, the belts, the holsters, the guns, the arm guards, all of that stuff. But the hands, the boots, and the body itself, you have to get it yourself, either from a Mezco blade or a figure that's, relatively the same size. But this whole getup was made to be used with the Mezco blade. And, the Mezco blade figure doesn't go for a crazy amount, so you could probably get one for a pretty reasonable price, and I think it's worth it to make this Snake Eyes, especially if you're a big fan of G.I. Joes. And how awesome is it that this mystery box came out right when Hasbro announced that they're going to be doing 6-inch G.I. Joe figures. That's crazy. Before we take an in-depth look at the figure itself, let me talk about some of the other stuff that came in the mystery box. So first off, as I mentioned, we have the shamag. I think that's how you say it. I'm probably saying it wrong. Done by Harker Customs, and it's no surprise that the quality of this thing is extremely high because Harker Customs always does amazing work, and this thing is no different. It feels good. It has a bendy wire in there that feels very sturdy. Doesn't feel like it's going to break or anything like that, so you could probably do some really cool stuff like this. I'm not familiar with what a shamag is. I imagine it's kind of like a scarf, and it functions the same way and serves the same purpose as a scarf. But yeah, there we go. So that's awesome. And then it comes with this really cool stand that you could use like different action figure stands on here. You could use like a Mezco one, a Mafex, a Figma, all that cool stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have any stands handy for whatever reason, and I think this thing is an awesome idea. You could use it for a bunch of different stands, and it just makes a lot of sense to keep a couple of these handy. And then the next thing we have in the box is these Can of Beam blood effects. And Can of Beams has been doing this thing for a long time. Every time you see cool blood effects in a action figure photography picture, it's always from Can of Beams, and he just does some awesome stuff. Look at that. And this is the first time I've ever handled any of his products, and I'm thoroughly impressed. This stuff just seems so cool. These little guys have like a magnet in them, so you could stick them on the back here, make it look like you got shot. Ugh, look at that. That's super dope. And that's basically all the stuff that came in this particular mystery box. As I said, you do not get the figure, but you do get the whole uniform, all these cool accessories, and then these couple little extra pieces here that are kind of like in addition to the actual core Snake Eyes setup. You don't really need any of this stuff to have your core Snake Eyes. And if you missed out on this box, the Snake Eyes set itself will be available for pre-order on the 14th of January, so be on the lookout for that. That's either today or tomorrow, depending on when this video goes up and when you're watching it. But if you really want to get this Snake Eyes set up, it's not too late, so definitely jump on that pre-order. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can check that out. And be sure to follow all of these people that I mentioned. I'll leave links to all their Instagrams in the description below. But yeah, make sure to follow all those guys. And if you want to get this whole setup, be sure to follow 112 shop. That's where you're going to be able to get all the information about this and future mystery boxes. And also the next mystery box is going to be Batman themed, and I think that closes in a couple days. So if you want to get that, if you want to get a similar thing to this but with the Batman theme, make sure you jump on that. So enough babbling, let's take a real close look at the details on this figure, because to be honest with you, I'm completely blown away with what they did here. This thing feels like Mezco quality, and I'm not exaggerating. This, if Mezco put out this exact figure as it is, everybody would call it top 10. I guarantee you, man. This whole getup is so incredible. So let's go ahead and take a look at all the awesome details on this figure, because these guys really went all out. Starting off with the head sculpt, Toy Box Customs did an amazing job with it. It's very simple, but it looks nice and definitely screams comic book Snake Eyes. And 112shop did a great job with the paint too. It basically just has a very subtle shade of like silver on the visor. Aside from that, it's just black, but it's very well done. It looks really, really nice. And as you could see, the shirt and soft goods are really high quality. Check that out. They look really, really good. And it does have like a collar that runs up the neck there, so it covers up most of it, but you can see Blade's neck kind of peeking out of there. But, you know, it's no big deal. It's easy enough to hide. And then I forget what these things are called that holds the grenades, but it looks really nice. Check out the details on the grenades. I like how they have like a matte black finish on them, but the silver parts have a shiny silver look. That's super dope. And I'm not really sure what this is made out of, but it's kind of stiff. It's not like you know, soft plastic that would come with the Mezco figure, but it looks and feels very nice. It feels very high quality. Then check out this thing on the arm here, like a little pouch. On the back here, that looks good. Oh, and then we have his dope knife right here. Check this out. Boom. That is awesome, and it slips right in there. Then on this side, we have these little things. I'm not even sure how you would describe them, but they look very good. But check this out right here on the wrist guard. It has like this little arrow thing. And look at that. That is super dope. It's even kind of offset, so it sits above the actual wrist thing. How cool is that? And then we do have some guns. Here's the first one. It's like an Uzi kind of thing, I guess. I'm not much of a gun guy. I'm sure someone will correct me if this is not an Uzi, but I guess like a machine gun. I'm not sure what you would call it, but it's very nice. It matches the accessories on the figure. It has that like matte black finish, so it's super dope, and it is able to fit right into these blade hands without any effort at all. So that's really awesome. And then down in here we have this belt with like a little metal belt buckle kind of thing. And then we have some pouches, and as I said, we have the knife sheath in the back, and then some more pouches that run down to his gun holster. And then he does come with the little handgun that, once again, it matches the figure. And I believe this is an original sculpt, and it does have the hole in the barrel there, so you could put like the Mezco Punisher muzzle flare effect. Let's go ahead and do that. Bam, look at that. There we go. So that's awesome stuff. And the gun fits right into the little holster. And the gun holster is very well done too. We have some straps that go around the leg. And then check out the pants. As you can see, it's like an original pattern that looks very nice. The stitching is very clean, and it looks very well done. So really good stuff. Another pouch over here. And then, you know, obviously these are the Blade boots. But yeah, man, the detail on all of this stuff is really, really good. Oh, I forgot to look at this arm guard over here. This is another piece that comes with it that looks really nice. Oh, and then his sword. Check out his sword. And this is not just a regular sword. Once again, it's like an original design here. I mean, original sculpt, and it's just awesome. And it does have the little logo. I'm not sure how to say the name of the clan, but it's the clan that Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow come from. Their little insignia, so that's dope. Look at that. It even has details on the handle. Super duper cool. Super duper cool. But yeah, this thing is beautiful, and just everything about this figure is just very well done. And I mean, you know, those guys always do quality work and stuff, but it's still mind-blowing that this thing came out as good as it did. It's just such an amazing piece. And I'm not going to go through the articulation on this figure because, as I mentioned, underneath all of this awesome stuff, it's the Mezco 112 Collective Blade body. And if you're familiar with that, that body has a lot of good articulation. And if you're not familiar with it, go check out my review. I go through all the articulation and all that stuff. But just so you guys know, all the things that are added onto here do not hinder the articulation at all. One thing I will say is that they do kind of, when you're moving the figure around, this stuff kind of slides around because it's not like glued down or anything like that. I guess that's the only effect these parts have on the articulation, is that, you know, when you're messing with it, you have to readjust these things as you go. But aside from that, all the articulation is fully functional, and as I said, this body has really good articulation, so it's perfect for Snake Eyes. Same thing goes for size comparisons. If you're a fan of the Mezco Blade figure, you should pretty much know how this figure scales, but just in case you don't, we'll do a couple of real quick size comparisons. So first off, we have Snake Eyes alongside the Mezco 112 Collective Blade and Mezco 112 Collective Shadowland Daredevil. And then next up, we have Snake Eyes alongside the Articulated Icons White Ninja and Marvel Legends Shang-Chi. And then, of course, there's no way I'm doing a video that has size comparisons without having my boys, Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man and Marvel Legends Bucky Cap. So again, you know, it's no surprise. Most people are familiar with this Blade body, and you guys know how much I love this Blade figure. So I think it's a genius idea to use that Blade body for this figure. So anyways, guys, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want your own custom Snake Eyes kit, be sure to check out the 112 shop. I'll be sure to leave a link to their website in the description below, as well as their Instagram and all the Instagrams of the people that contributed to this box. Make sure to follow all them because they're incredibly talented and they did an amazing job on this thing, and I'm just so completely happy with it. So thank you so much for letting me check this guy out. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.